I can introduce you. Welcome to tonight's cast of Ventus.LoL versus iFG.LoL. I'm Zander and my co-caster tonight is Royds. How's it, Royds?
Good evening, everybody. We're here obviously casting this game between Ventus and iFG. We're just sitting here waiting to get the game along. Get it started any moment now.
This is a show match. It's a bit of a mismatch in my personal opinion. I think that iFG are going to be pretty strong for Ventus. I don't think Ventus will be able to take iFG. What's your thoughts on that, Royds?
Yeah, no, look, this is definitely an exhibition match. I don't think Ventus are going to have an easy game by any means. With a lot of the members of iFG reigning from the team that were runners-up last year in DGC, winning Targa Blood, Prestito, both reigning from that team. So no, look, I think they're going to have a very, very difficult game ahead of them. We're looking at the first bans up is Rise. Pretty standard ban at the moment. He has been dominating top lane quite a lot recently. So nothing out of the ordinary. No, look, I don't think we're going to see too much out of the ordinary stuff here. This is just, like I said, one of the first games that are being played this season. It is just an exhibition match to warm people up for DGL that's up and coming, and inevitably for DGC.
I think another very interesting thing is, and I don't think many people realize that both the God Nominal and Prestito are both overseas players, and according to DGL rule set, you're only allowed to field one overseas player. So it's going to be really interesting to see how iFG are going to handle that rule set.
Oh, no, look, DGL have restricted people quite a lot to that. I've seen a couple other teams that do have more than one international player as well. But yeah, we're just going to have to go and see how it goes for them at the moment. Look, they do have a very strong roster, so I don't think they're going to struggle to get into Premier Division. But yeah, moving on to the bans now. Like I said, we've got the Rise coming in from Ventus. We've got Wukong. Those two are very standard bans. We've also got Morgana coming in from iFG and Nocturne. Got another Kazakhs ban coming in. Look, there's nothing out of the ordinary here.
Bans.
Nobody really hate banning anybody else, so. And a Vi ban, yeah, no, look, it's all looking very, very straightforward. I haven't seen a Braum ban, so I'm assuming that's going to be first picked here, as it is a new champion by right, and generally they are very, very strong and untweaked, but we're just going to have to see how it goes. He does have some wicked mechanics out at the moment, and I do think it would be a little bit foolish not to pick it, but they're actually going to go with Aatrox first. It will definitely be a jungle pick.
Another thing that I also think is pretty interesting at the moment is that if you take it, Ventus haven't really done any homework. I mean, their bans are straightforward solo queue bans. I mean, it's nothing specific, it's nothing targeted. So I mean, I don't think they're here really to try and win a game by the look of their bans.
But look, I don't really know. Seeing double support being picked here, it looks like quite a troll thing to do, but yeah, there's the Jarvan pick and the Braum pick. Look, I think leaving some of the stronger champions open against iFG might be a little bit of a mistake. They are an incredibly strong team, even if they are just newly formed, but I mean, just with the presence of winning Targa Blood, God Nominal and Prestito, that's already a really powerful force to be reckoned with, and I think you really do want to be trying to hate ban out a lot of their characters. I mean,
the thing is, I don't think you can, to be honest. I mean, if you think about it, right? I mean, Prestito and winning Targa Blood and God Nominal, I mean, what do you ban for them? What don't you ban? What do you leave open? I mean, you got to decide, like, what are you willing to play against or what you're not willing to play against? Because, I mean, those guys are where they are for a reason. They can play most of the champions. So do you ban their favorite champions out in the hope of you're going to throw them off game? Or do you sort of like ban a strategy out? I mean, that's where the real question lies. What do you ban and what don't you ban with a team that's champion pool is so big?
I think it also depends. Look, you've always got to do your research and you've got to know, like, the guys at Energy Esports have played against winning Targa Blood's team quite often, and I mean, we've worked out quite an interesting strat with him that he enjoys split pushing. So generally you want to either try and take away one of his champions out of that pool. Generally Xin Chao is incredibly strong for him, or you just want to build around it. You want to literally try and counter that comp that you know they're going for. I don't think they're going to go for the split push comp here at all. I think they're going to go for a really heavy team fight comp, and yeah, they're just going to let their mechanics pull them through the game at the moment. Look, I'm not going to... Ventus have got it up against them, but I've seen smaller teams overthrow some of the bigger teams quite often. I mean,
it does happen, but then there's a strategy behind it and picks and bans behind it. I mean, at the moment, like I say, the picks are pretty standard picks for themselves, and the bans are very standard bans. So I mean, it's not really that they've banned out something that they're scared of and that they've got a plan behind it.
Yeah.
According to Warhammer, Pistero lives in South Africa.
Yeah, currently. I think he only went to Israel for a short amount of time, to be absolutely honest. Anyway. Okay, looking under the picks and bans, like I said, definitely seeing a very heavy team fight comp here. You've got the Oriana, the Braum, and the Jarvan coming out of iFG. So they're definitely going to be looking for those team fights. Pretty much just going to be like a press R comp later. It's going to be quite scary. Whereas when I'm looking at Ventus, I'm actually seeing it looks more of a pick-off comp, in my opinion. I mean, you've got the burst coming in from LeBlanc, you've got the Caitlyn ulti, you've got the Lulu split, and you've got the Aatrox. They're looking for more of a poke-related comp. But look, I think if they make one mistake, they're gonna have problems late game. But all in all, the picks on both sides actually look relatively strong. It all just depends on how the players are gonna play the game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the LeBlanc lane will probably be a very hard lane to gank, so I don't think Jarvan will be ganking mid that much. I think Jarvan will probably focus bot lane with the new support champ being really strong. I think bot lane ganks are going to be pretty easy for him. And then top lane, of course, with the Pantheon, I also think it's going to be a pretty easy lane to gank. It's going to be interesting to see how the matchup of Aatrox and Jarvan works in the jungle.
No, look, it is. I think Jarvan is definitely an out-of-meta pick at the moment, 100%. This game is definitely favoring the attack speed junglers and the fast-clearing junglers. So I do think Jarvan is at a slight disadvantage in this comp, but I mean, the utility and the amount of CC he brings to the table are going to make up for that, 100%. The only disadvantage with iFG's comp that I've seen is the Lulu pick on Ventus' side. Look, that disrupts can cause a lot of problems, and like I said, depending on which team snowballs this game, it can go either way. I mean, if Ventus are doing well enough, that simple disengage from a Lulu can split the team enough just so that LeBlanc and Caitlyn can pick off one of the high priority targets.
The other thing is, I don't think they would want a team fight, to be honest. I really think iFG's team is totally just going to go out for the team fight. So, I mean, they'll probably have to end up doing the whole split push thing. And try and scatter the team and pick off here and there. Good warding, good vision in the jungle, especially the enemy jungle. And that way they'll be able to pick off one or two and then push a tower down or maybe take an objective, a dragon or a baron. That's the only way that I see them actually winning this.
No, look, this looks like it's going to be an incredibly hard game for Ventus. Look, winning Target on Pantheon, that's one of his favorite champions. I think in Season 2 he must have played minimum about 300 games on it. And it is a very scary thought of Target playing Pantheon against Renekton. But I mean, yeah, Ventus are going to have to really keep their wits about them, because all I'm seeing from iFG right now is just tower dive, Pantheon moving mid, trying to catch out a LeBlanc, Pantheon moving bot lane, trying to catch them out, and with the engage from a Braum, you know, I don't really see them getting out of it, so they're literally going to have to play and disengage as much as possible, not look for those early team fights and just see if they can get maybe early skirmishes, maybe 1v2s, catch out the jungler.
No, definitely, like guarantee that's what they'll have to do. The other thing I think that's also very important is with Pantheon, right? The vision will have to be 100%. I mean, if Pantheon dives mid and they've got a lockdown bot or mid, I mean, there's no ways you're going to get out of that. I mean, that's a guaranteed kill. So, I mean, vision is going to be very important.
No, I do agree with that. And I mean, the mobility I've seen Targa play with is wow, yeah. He'll make sure he's got a lot of presence all over the map with Pantheon. He always has and he always will. So
I
it's
think
always gonna be that,
the
that lingering fear in the back of the AD carry's mind and
oh
the
no,
mid's
guaranteed.
mind.
But the thing is that we also got to keep in consideration is the nerf to Pantheon's ult. So I mean, it's not as strong as what it used to be. So I'm pretty. It's going to be pretty interesting to see what can he do with that ult,
Yeah,
especially
like
if the vision is good. I mean, if they have good vision in the right areas, I mean, I don't see the ult being that effective.
no, look, I do agree. I think objective wise it's always a very, very useful thing to have.
And I mean,
Um
wherever he goes, Renekton can follow. I mean, Renekton is playing with TP. So if Renekton is patient and can keep the CS up and not lose the matchup, he would definitely be able to um, be a contender and TP down and definitely change a fight. I totally believe that.
hmm. Look, looking into the future at the moment, like there's a lot that can happen. I mean, if if Renekton and Aatrox play it well enough, they can pretty much soak up every single ulti in the enemy team. And I mean, if they can soak up and peel well enough, having a Caitlyn and a Blanc behind them, that's gonna hurt. So yeah, man. We're just loading into the game. Xander, if you wanna quickly join in.
I'm already in.
Um, but yeah, no, just looking at the game.
If you look at
Seeing.
the loading screens, you can already see that iFG will win according to skins. I mean, they have the most skins. It's all about the skins.
I don't know. I've heard from Faker, those default skins are pretty strong, dude. And if you watch season two, I'm pretty sure he didn't play a single skin, dude. I'm pretty sure he just played with them default skins.
Oh, but he did say in an interview that Faker refuses to play a skin that's not based on him. So until they make a Faker skin, he's not going to play with the skin.
He's got
So
a Faker skin now, so he's only gonna play Zed.
so at least we all know, like in OGN, Faker is just going to pick Zed because it's the only skin that he's got. So I mean, you can just ban out Zed and then he's done for.
Done for, bro. Gonna play Lulu. Sure, we're just waiting for everybody to load in here. I don't know if my stream is lagging. I mean, if my LOL is lagging. Oh no, wait, I popped in
Oh,
now.
there we go. We're in.
Alright,
You
I'm
know
in.
Riot, bro. Riot is always delayed. It's how they roll, bro.
I know we're looking at blue team. A couple of pings going down.
Definitely going to go for that invade. It seems. If you see the ping from red team being at that bottom bush, at bot.
Yeah, no, look, I think the presence of Brom. Look, Brom's a little bit behind already. I think if Lulu's gonna get there early enough and just drop a ward in the tri-bush, it can all be averted. But I don't think she's gonna go there. I think she's heading around to try and ward in this bottom bush. Oriana already getting vision. She already knows where they are. Look, I think iFG are definitely gonna be looking for an early invade in this game. Already
Hey,
getting tri-bush.
Pantheon is heading towards blue, which is pretty interesting, and I see Jarvan is coming around. Renekton will spot him right now. There's the ward. And yeah, they're backing off. Won't do
Look,
anything.
with the little knowledge I have of Target's playing style, I think he's gonna either try and steal the blue himself and TP back and walk back, or he's just gonna try and see if that Rennie will walk in the bush and blow a couple pots off early and see if he can get a little bit of lane advantage.
Renekton only has one pot, so I mean, there's only one pot to blow off, so I don't think Renekton will actually try and fight that or take any damage. I think he'll just try and move away from there. The Blanc is also there to back him up, so I see Jarvan is going around. They're probably going to try and steal the blue. So if Renekton walks up through the river and not back around blue, they'll probably take that blue, guaranteed.
Look, I think he should walk back up around. He should be able to see them if he walks.
Yeah, he
Hey,
comes
look,
around.
look.
Could be interesting.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice the Caitlyn hadn't connected yet. Alright,
Oh,
so we're gonna see the blue buff for blue team going across to Aki in the jungle on Jarvan. Just gonna leave those two minions there. Lulu's gonna walk straight into God
that's a
Nolan or
first blood.
Vanishes, and that's a first blood.
Like, if you walk into that support, I mean, it's likely Leona. It's a guaranteed kill. I think it's actually Warriors, to be honest. You get those stacks, I mean, it's a guaranteed stun. There's no ways you're coming out of that.
No, I agree entirely. I think Renekton's taking a lot of damage top lane. If he's not careful, Pantheon will just pop him. Oh,
It's a very interesting start from Necton. I don't know why he started with one blade and a.
oh, Prestido going very, very low. Prestido will fall. Very, very well played by LeBlanc. Renekton also going very low.
That should be a kill.
That should be a kill. That's
It's very.
a very
That's
action-packed
the
game
danger
right
of
now.
LeBlanc. I mean, LeBlanc can just go in and then get the damage done that she needs to get done, and then be right back out without any danger.
Yeah,
I
no,
think Pistetta must have mistook, thought he was a bit better than what he was, and then LeBlanc just capitalized on that and punished him for it.
yeah, no. I think he actually missed his level up on his shield, and he took his dissonance. But yeah, no, look, Orianna versus LeBlanc is already a very, very difficult lane for Ori. As it is, I mean, he's just gonna literally try push LeBlanc out of lane, and a LeBlanc on the tower is pretty happy to just CS away. So no real worry. You can see a lot of harass going down bot lane.
To be honest, I mean, Caitlyn and Lulu are pretty like happy to farm underneath tower. Wow, Caitlyn going really aggressive underneath tower. Look at the damage.
Oh, a lot of damage
There
going
we
down
go.
to Brom. Brom will fall there. I think
It's a nice kill from
everybody's
Ventus, to be honest.
everybody just playing a little bit overly aggressive right now. Really not showing anybody else respect in this game.
I don't think this game will be the first part. I don't think will be really about it.
For Orianna with no flash, she will definitely go down. Yeah.
It's another kill.
There we go.
The mid lane is definitely getting rolling. Jarvan has come to support that mid lane. Look, I think if Ventus get LeBlanc to snowball and they get the kills like what they've been doing, I think she can be a big contender to go bot and go top and sort of like push the balance back to them.
No, like I think one of the biggest things I can see at the moment is LeBlanc is doing well, or he's half his CS, but Renekton is losing very, very hard. He probably will fall here as well. I know, just managing to escape, but I mean he's gonna die.
The thing is, I think Renekton should really just take a step back, right? Just freeze the lane at his tower and just farm. Wait for his jungler to help him. I think he's being hopelessly too overly aggressive. And I mean, Pantheon has already got the advantage of him. I mean, 2 swords already. So I mean, I don't know why that Renekton would be so aggressive. And I mean, he's gone with boots. So I don't know why he went for boots.
No, look, I agree entirely. I think Renekton's going to have an incredibly tough lane now. Pantheon has full lane advantage. He's going to deny him CS as much as he can, but he really is going to need to try and freeze that lane out. And I mean, even sitting on the tower right now, he's going to have a difficult task because he's going to receive a lot of poke from that Pantheon. And I mean, he's already sitting on 2 Dorans and 3 longswords. That's impressive for 5 minutes. I think Renekton's going to have a real tough time. Have to either try and get some armor up early or get a lot of help from his jungler.
He went back and bought boots, so I mean, clearly he's got a different plan that we don't see at the moment. And I see, like, if you look at the bot lane, I mean, Phenomenal and Shays are just like freezing that lane right there. I mean, so they're not really that interested in pushing the lane. They just want to farm up their CS and deny as much farm as what they possibly can. As they engage into the support, they're going pretty deep. That should be a kill on the AD carry.
Oh, Blood should be Brom. Oh, just not dying. That armor buff is incredibly ridiculous.
They will definitely nerf that champ. I mean, I can guarantee you that Riot won't leave that champ like that. At the moment, he's pretty ridiculous, and I mean, it shows you the inexperience of the Ventus squad. I mean, at the moment, if you look at any live stream or any professional player, they're banning that champ for a reason, and I mean, there you can see it. I mean, that engage plus the stun and his whole kit is just so strong. I mean, you don't have an answer on it. As you see the jungler move down to the bot lane, that should be... Oh, Lulu's lucky she got out. If Braum actually landed that, I think there would have been a definite support kill. As you see Aatrox on the mid, waiting, biding his time. I wonder if Jarvan... No, he's definitely just backing off, going down to bot lane.
Aatrox has been spotted coming down. I don't know if he's going to get there in time. Braum hasn't seen him yet.
Oh, he missed
missing his... Look, I think this bot lane is going to gonna be a big problem. Renekton will fall there as well. Look, it's a little bit of mayhem at the moment. I think with the laning phase going the way it's going. Unfortunately, Caitlyn falling there to God nominal.
I don't know why she tried to push a kill and stay back so long. She should have just backed off. I mean, they knew that the jungle was in the top blue area, because the jungler was just there. So automatically you should have known that the jungler would probably come back. As Jarvan invades and probably going to pick up their red. So I mean, this is where the situation where your jungler starts falling behind now, because I mean you got no more buff control. Your top is in trouble. I mean, you as a jungler, what do you do now? I mean, do you help bot or do you help top? I mean, and lose buffs at the same time.
There's not really much you can do in this kind of situation as a jungler. All you can try and do is maybe get a little bit of, I would say, objective control, but you can't really do that. So all you're really looking for is just to get more vision and just try and almost not counter play them. So I mean, if he's gonna go for your red, maybe go pick up his rates. I mean, I know it's not an even trade, but it is very difficult. The only other thing I really see Ventus doing at the moment is maybe that Aatrox just moving with LeBlanc, or just trying to get that LeBlanc snowballed. Unfortunately, LeBlanc is actually starting to, in my opinion, lose their advantage over the Orianna, because Prestido is catching up in CS relatively quickly. And I mean, Orianna late game, she's pretty beast. It doesn't matter as long as she gets a couple of her, as long as she gets her ulti off and a good shockwave off. I mean, that's gonna be enough. That's gonna be all they really need. iFG.
Well,
look, I think Ventus
is
doing a relatively good job keeping up in the.
Well, I mean, if you look at CS wise, right? I mean, the gold is about a 2.3, 2.4k difference. But I mean, if you look in CS lead, I mean, Lucian is so far ahead at the moment. I mean, they can just get pushed off the CS. They have no reply for that at the moment. And I mean, if you look at top lane, I mean, top lane is in the same struggle of CS. The only lane that's pretty much even is the mid lane, and jungle is a little bit ahead. Also, I mean, it's not really helping the lanes that are behind at the current moment.
Oh, Caitlyn.
And that's a Caitlyn kill. And there should be a Lulu kill as well.
I think, unfortunately, the Ventus bot lane has got absolutely no answer for the iFG bot lane at the moment, and in all honesty, there is pretty much nothing they can do. I think the only thing I could recommend is maybe trying to do golems and try and bring yourself back that way, but really, I think this looks like it's going to be a very, 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 very tough game for Ventus.
The thing is, I don't think doing golems will actually bring them back in the game. I mean, that CS lead is pretty big, and I mean, Lucian is coming back with a bloodthirster, so I mean, automatically he's going to have all that damage. So you can definitely, there goes Renekton down again. I don't know why Renekton is trying to actually fight Pantheon. I mean, he should just be backing off.
He wasn't even trying to fight there. I think he was just trying to get one of those minions. Look, Pantheon's doing a brilliant job zoning him out, and LeBlanc is actually doing a very, very good job. And I think Prestido might fall here. Oh, yes, definitely will.
The thing is, LeBlanc and Aatrox will have to start roaming and become a kill squad, and definitely roam bot and shut down the Lucian. I think if they can shut down Lucian and maybe get a
Pantheon hitting in mid.
LeBlanc should be able to get out of that.
LeBlanc should.
With distortion,
unless she walks that way. No, wait, she's definitely not going to get out. I think possibly a run over the wall would have been a better option to TP over the wall, but that didn't work.
I think they're very aggressive and phenomenal. That's definitely the wrong decision. And they're wasting flash now for no apparent reason. I mean, you could have just walked away. There's no ways you're going to get that kill. That's another support kill. I mean, here comes Jarvan. That will probably be another kill. And Pantheon. I mean, they're going to take this tower and then rotate Drake. Guarantee it. I mean, it's just bot lane is totally lost at the moment. Renekton has picked up Chain Vest, a little bit of armor. I don't think that armor is actually going to help him at the current moment, because Pantheon is probably going to go back and pick up Last Whisper. So I mean, the armor that he just bought is not going to be.
I think we're going to see a Last Whisper and the Brutalizer coming through on that Pantheon straight away. There we go. Look, as it stands right now, I think Ventus have got almost an impossible task to do. They can try and hope for a bit of cockiness from iFG, but I mean, pretty much. Even LeBlanc, I don't think if she could even score a penta now, she'd have even more of a trouble still trying to kill these oaks. I think
Well,
IFG are
definitely.
just
I
starting
mean,
to
if you
snowball a
just
little bit too far
if you
ahead.
just take it, I mean, at the moment, Lulu is if you take a moment, I mean, Lulu is now level 6, right? I mean, Shays is level 7. She just hit level 6. So I think with the disengage now, they could probably pick up the CS a little bit and they can probably get out if something were to happen. But I mean, we got to keep in mind the wild growth cooldown. It won't always be up. So I mean, that's 110 seconds that you're going to probably wait for that cooldown. So if they can play very passively and freeze the lane as close to the tower and just farm it up, and then when the jungler comes, look for a kill. I mean, that's the right way that you're going to take the bot lane back. But otherwise, I don't see them really being able to do anything and being so aggressive and pushing the lane out the whole time. I mean, you're just going to make that CS, you're going to fall further and further behind, make that CS lead for IFG so immense that it's not really going to matter. As Aatrox goes in onto the top lane to gank Tiger, it's a very good gank. I think they could actually pick up the shutdown.
Very,
Great
very
shutdown
well
gold
played
there.
from there. And bot lane looking to get engaged on again. I don't think Caitlin's going to get out of here, but the wild growth coming out. But I think Lucian's just going to pick this kill up. Look, I think, unfortunately for the Ventus bot lane, they have a giant target on their back. They are very easy to kill at the moment. They are pretty much sitting ducks, and they really, really need to start making a plan. I can see LeBlanc's coming down, but I think it's a little bit too late for her.
Well, she is spotted by that ward there, Red. So, I mean, she would just go right back. Oriana's also heading back. I mean, she must be careful that she doesn't get caught out at the moment. She has warded Red, so I think they're going to try and actually compete that Red. But they're definitely going to lose the bot tower. I mean, there's 3-man down on bot with a creep wave. I mean, that's a guaranteed tower for bot lane. But at the moment, I mean, we're looking at a 7k, you can say almost 8k gold lead. As they give Red to the AD carry to Phenomenal. And I don't think it's really going to be a factor that their comp for IFG is so strong that if they're going to team fight, LeBlanc goes in, hits the leash, and she's right out. That if they're actually going to go into the team fight situation, I mean the gold and stuff that they've gotten already, going to make them so strong in the team fight that even with LeBlanc doing well in her lane, and that is not really going to be able to win a team fight for them, as she will only be able to nuke one of them out, and then, I mean, she's a sitting duck after that.
Look, in all honesty, right now, I don't even think LeBlanc's gonna be able to make any impact on this game. I think even if she manages to pick off one person, like you said, it's the team comp that IFG have is phenomenal, and there is really no coming back from this. I mean, the amount of counterplay that has to go in, I don't even think I can seen pro teams bring in the last since I've actually ever started playing LoL. So I don't think Ventus are going to be able to bring this one back. The big disadvantage was, I mean, when we looked at champion selection, we already said, like, IFG have got a team fight comp. You're going to have to win early game to beat that comp. And look, I think the Aatrox is doing very, very well, considering the LeBlanc is doing very well. Unfortunately, the bot lane is taking a beating, and they're
Top
Renekton.
also. I mean, top is just out of it. I mean, Pantheon will go back and probably finish his Black Cleaver.
Yeah, possibly would finish his Black Cleaver. But I think at the moment, like, the only option Ventus have is pretty much to try and group and see if they can catch one or two people out. And that's the only way I see them clawing it back. But at the moment, I think even if they catch themselves,
Oh, yeah, has a
maybe
kill on a Lulu. I mean, that's another kill. And there's the stun proc. And it could be a kill on LeBlanc as well. Phenomenal isn't a problem. No, that's another LeBlanc kill right there.
I think LeBlanc might be able to get out of here. No, she definitely won't. Unfortunately, I think, like I said, this game is definitely looking a little bit out of reach for Ventus. Aatrox flashing and picking up the kill on Lucian. Managing to get out.
It's good shutdown gold. I mean, that was a great decision by him to go in and pick up the kill, pick up the shutdown gold. I mean, it doesn't really. It's a nice soft shutdown. It helps you a little bit, but I don't think it's actually going to be enough to bring them back in this game as the mid tower falls. We see them pushing all the lanes. So I mean, 50 seconds from now, I mean, Dragon will be up. I'm definitely sure IFG will be able to take that. Vision-wise, I mean, even though Ventus are behind, they're doing a pretty decent job with vision, to be honest, which is it's a good thing. LeBlanc going for the wrong target, I think, going onto the support. As they push iFG off the tower.
I think they might be able to do something here, but Pantheon moving in from the side. No, look, I do agree. I think iFG have got this game in the bag and it's pretty much theirs to throw at the moment. But unfortunately, all the kills going on to LeBlanc and Aatrox, who are pretty much single target champions. And I mean, if they're going to manage to pick off two champions, unfortunately, with the team comp iFG have, they're going to have to do more than just pick off 2 of them. I mean, the two squishiest champions probably being LeBlanc and Lucian at the moment, and I mean, you still got to worry about a Pantheon, and you still got to worry about the Braum.
Well, I mean, if you take a look at all the damage Aatrox has taken, I mean, so yeah, and the Aatrox goes in, that's an easy kill. I don't know why Aatrox went in there. I mean, the dragon was down before he even went in. So it's a very soft kill. As Lucian goes across the wall, going full onto Lulu, that is another very soft kill.
Oh, LeBlanc needing to look out there that she doesn't fall as well.
And another soft kill.
Wrecking their team.
I mean, they knew they were there. I don't know why they went in. I mean, if you think about it, right?
I think all in all, Ventus is just trying to make something happen, and unfortunately, I think they're just too far behind to actually make anything happen. That's just the truth. Like I said, a full-on turret dive can be totally expected here. Like, there is absolutely nothing Ventus can do. Maybe pick up a kill on the Lucian, get the shutdown gold's already been taken just by the Aatrox now. And I mean, you know, the fact that iFG, although they've got an amazing engaging comp, they also have an amazing disengaging comp, and I mean, wow.
I mean, it is true, right? But they at this moment so far behind. I mean, it's yes, they have that disengage comp, but I mean, the levels and the gold that are on that iFG team. I mean, it's just way too much to be able to disengage. And a person must also keep in mind, right, that iFG have also a pretty hard engage. So I mean, what do you disengage first? Do you disengage that Orianna ult in, or
no,
do you disengage the Pantheon ult, or do you disengage the Jarvan all in? So I mean, it's very difficult. I don't think, like I said, I think in Champ Select they weren't ready. They just banned any odd thing that they thought was at the moment strong, right? And I mean, it's not really worth it. I mean, if you look at build wise and stuff like that, I mean, Aatrox doesn't have anything defense wise. I mean, it's all full damage that he's going. Renekton has finished the Sunfire cap, which isn't really helping in the consideration that Pantheon has a Last Whisper and Lucian already has a Last Whisper. So I mean, wow, what a kill. That was a really good kill. Great ward. I mean, that's what they got to do. They got to ward it out and not fight and just pick off and slowly pick themselves back into the game, I think.
Look, unfortunately, I don't think it's completely possible, but it is a possibility. But it's gonna take a lot to bring this game back for Ventus. I do agree with you entirely. I think when it came to champion selection, I just think iFG were more down to the task. They had an idea of what they wanted to do, and they all took champions they're incredibly comfortable with, that all synchronized perfectly together.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree with you. I think Ventus, to be honest, should call this game, right, and just move on to the next game. See in Champ Select if they can ban out a couple of really strong champs, maybe ban out Braum. I think they were doing pretty okay in the beginning, and I think that there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel for them, but they definitely lost it in Champ Select, guarantee it. iFG are strong, we won't take anything away from them, but I mean, they could definitely probably give iFG a harder time if they picked a little bit heavily.
No, look, I totally agree. Look, the game at the beginning was actually going a lot more in Ventus's favor, but unfortunately with the snowball of the Pantheon top, and I mean that absolutely unrelenting presence that Braum had bot lane, there wasn't much to do. And I mean, if you've got an Aatrox picking and all your lanes lose, there's not really much you can do to stop it, you know what I mean? LeBlanc going in on Pantheon, falling almost instantly. I do agree. I think this game is just too far gone for them, unfortunately. Lulu popping a flash. I don't think she's gonna get out of that either.
No, she won't. Guys, we are streaming this game. I know it's LCS and I know it's a pretty bad time. We didn't set the game up. We got asked to stream this game, so I mean, we do realize it's LCS, and we do realize as Panther picks up another kill on the Caitlyn, Renekton is also going down.
Double kill there.
We do realize it's LCS and we do realize it's a bad time. Luckily, it's not a DGL game. It's just a show match for
An
Ventus.
exhibition match. Yeah.
Ventus has just relaunched their website. You guys must all check it out at Ventus.pro. And I mean, they're trying to get themselves back into the esports community. They were a couple of years back pretty big with Call of Duty. They did win DGC, so I mean, this is why they're holding this match, just to put them out and say, look guys, we're putting our hands up, we're back in esports, and they just want everyone to see it.
But that result pretty much being what we expected from the beginning. Look, I have to admit, I was very impressed with the way with the way Ventus started. The game going very well, LeBlanc picking up quite a few early kills, even the bot lane not doing too badly, picking up 1 or 2 good exchanges. But at the end of the day, I just think iFG totally dominated that game. I mean, the goal totally shows it, the kills show it, the items show it. And yeah, I think they should just literally take a step back, look at the drawing boards and just say, this is what we need to do. We need to find champions that are going to synchronize better together. And I mean, they actually didn't really have too bad a team comp. But like I said, it's one of those team comps you can't afford to fall behind in.
The thing is, I don't think they had a bad team comp, to be honest. I think one of the most crucial things, especially in that game, right, is I think Renekton started incorrectly. I think starting with a Doran's Blade in one pot versus a Pantheon. I mean, Pantheon is going to have a lot of early damage, and he's probably going to be able to poke you down, so you don't really have any sustain. So I mean, that sort of becomes a bit of an issue. Where as well, I think another thing that a person has to keep in mind is they should have pushed the mid lane advantage. When LeBlanc picked up the first kill and they picked up the second kill, they should have started pushing that advantage. Maybe take a tower, force the Jarvan to come mid and force the Pantheon to keep coming mid, with LeBlanc having that very great escape. I mean, it would have been a great thing if they could do it that way. But I mean, hopefully they learn from their mistakes, and when they go into the next champ select, they ban out Braum. Definitely, I think Braum was very influential in the bot lane, and I definitely think we'll probably see a Pantheon ban. And I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting to see if they're going to use another ban on Lucian, or if they're going to leave Lucian open or not.
Yeah, I don't think the Lucian was entirely the problem. I think to a large extent, the skill difference between the two AD carries was quite prevalent. Look, God Nominal is renowned for being incredibly decent AD carry at the moment, and he has always been one of the decent players in the community, and he's grown a lot over the last couple of years. So I don't know if banning him out is even going to make a difference, but I think Braum was just bullying that lane out entirely.
Yeah, so like you say, I mean, it's definitely is an issue. I mean, they have to go back to the drawing board, and I'm sure that they'll be able to definitely look at it and say, like, look guys, I don't think Lulu was the best idea that we had in bot. It was maybe a good disengage, but they just had way too much hard engage. So I'm really interested to see what they do in the next game. We're probably going to have a 5-mil interval as well. They set the game up. So we'll catch you guys in the next 5 minutes, and then yeah, we can carry on talking about the new strats that they might pull out and the new champs that they select. Hopefully, like I say, Ventus goes back to the drawing board and says, look guys, we need to redraw this and redecide on our picks, and maybe pick a little bit more team picks than what they picked up at the current moment. Welcome back, guys, as we start off on game 2. It's going to be really interesting to see what Ventus can do in their champ select. I think they've learned a lot. I think it's definitely a great learning curve for them, and I think they're definitely going to come back and definitely be able to show that first division that they're in, that they know what's cracking, I think. What do you feel, right?
Look, I don't think they enjoyed that first game at all. I think Ventus, I don't think they underestimated their enemies, but I think they're definitely going to go look into their champion selection pool and try and get rid of things like that Pantheon, possibly maybe the Orianna, maybe the Braum. Like, I think they're definitely going to come back with a totally different mindset in this game. And yeah, I don't think they enjoyed that at all. They didn't have, they really struggled to gain map control, to gain lane presence. I think LeBlanc pretty much had lane presence early game, and then after that, wow, it just kind of all fell apart. Their team was uncoordinated and they really struggled to get together, and by the time they were grouping, they had fallen so far behind in laning phase that they just couldn't come back. But I think a lot of that game, that was, like I said, that was a very difficult comp to play in the first place. I mean, LeBlanc doesn't bring much to a team fight apart from picking off one champion early. And I think a lot of what they did in that game was more focused on winning lane as opposed to trying to almost counter what iFG were doing to them.
Look, I agree. I think, let's be, if a person is honest about it as well, I think their picks, right, aren't that bad. In the case of, if they maybe played a little bit smart with their picks, right, and not as aggressive. So say Caitlyn and Lulu were really, how can I say, patient bot lane and not be that aggressive. They'd actually be able to.
There's the Braum ban coming in straight away and the LeBlanc ban. No, I agree. I know where you're going with that. I think if the Caitlyn and the Lulu just step back a little bit, try to get their bearings, I think maybe they could have been a bit more of a challenge, but I mean,
because they were doing well. I mean, if we really face it, I mean, they were doing really well. And I mean that Braum ban, I mean, it's expected. I mean, I don't think they would have left it open. If they actually did leave it open, I mean, it would have been pretty silly of them.
Yeah, I don't think they would have enjoyed it. And I can hear you echoing.
Yeah, the echo is pretty bad. I'll sort it out now.
But yeah, we're back into the champion select. We've got a Braum ban, a Kha'Zix ban, and LeBlanc ban. I seen Orianna ban coming in. That was a little bit unexpected from me. And a Master Yi ban coming in from iFG. If you guys are just tuning into us now, we are busy casting the Ventus vs iFG game. It is an exhibition game, it's not DGL. It is an exhibition game between Ventus first division team against iFG, a newly formed open division team. And straight off the bat, we're seeing the Thresh pick straight away. Thresh is a very, very common pick in the game at the moment.
And it's also a pretty strong support. I mean, at the moment, most people consider it one of the very top supports at pro level. So I mean, if Thresh is open and you don't take him, I mean, clearly you're not. You got a different idea with it.
No, look, his kit is phenomenal, but see now this is more of what I wanted to see. The Thresh pick straight away gone into Ventus is gonna straight into a Morgana pick, and I mean that's a direct counter. And Aki going for the Wukong. I don't think picking Wukong into Morgana is a particularly good idea. Morgana is just going to pretty much act as a shock absorber. And
but remember, you
get
can
her
only
ulti up
shock
early.
absorb one person. So who do you put it on? Do you put it on your mid or do you put it on your AD carry? So, I mean, if you put it on your AD carry, fair enough, yes, but the rest of your team are going to get knocked up. So, I mean, it's one of those 50-50 sort of things. Look, if they have vision on the Nocturne and the Nocturne does come in with his with his copy and he's invis and the Maokai can pick him up, I think that way you could pretty much shut the Wukong down before he does anything. But then you have to burst him down and really quickly before, I mean, he gets his stuff off and then you sitting with a big.
No, look, I wasn't directly meaning the Morgana spell shield as your like shock absorber. I just mean generally this comp that I'm seeing here from Ventus is a very engage heavy comp. I mean, I'm also seeing that it's a very kiteable comp as well, from what I can see. I actually think that's going to be a Morgana mid, funnily enough. I don't know. But I mean, Morgana is pretty much just going to try and just soak up as much of that movement as she can from Ventus. I mean, that sudden burst and rushing that Morgana gets a good like 5-man onto it. I mean, that's going to slow down the whole of iFG. And it's really not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea, to be honest. The other thing is that you also got to keep in mind, I mean, I see Tiger has picked up Udara. His Udara is also pretty strong, but I think they could probably kite Udara's, and I mean, with the binding and that, you can probably put him out of the fight and focus down your carries and then move around and then focus him. I think Udara will probably build straight up damage, and I think if Ventus play it correctly, they could probably handle it.
Yeah, no, I do totally agree. Look, with the amount of CC they're picking up and the amount of mobility, I mean, you got the Lucian with the escape, you've got the Morgana with the black shield. Maokai for me at the moment is still a bit of a strange pick. I haven't seen him around in a long time, and I do think he is going to struggle to keep up with the pace that Wukong is going to jungle at. But at the same time, they're looking for utility. The Karma with the speed, the black shield from Morgana, and just his general CC, and it's going to be useful. But I think a lot of it's going to pivot on this last pick for Ventus, because they're lacking a lot of damage. They've got quite a lot of burst out, but that sustained damage they're going to need. Whereas when I'm looking at Ventus, they've got a very engage heavy comp, and
Which
got a very
is
good
not a
late
bad
game
thing.
comp.
I mean, if you think about it in that way, I mean, they can, if they take it to the Vayne, I mean, if Maokai comes bot, right, and they can push the Thresh off and get a good engage on Vayne, I mean, that's going to be a guaranteed kill every time.
So I agree entirely.
I mean, if they play it cleverly, right, they can definitely do that. And then, I'll be honest, as soon as Lucian starts get it going and stuff, I mean, it's going to be guaranteed, and then you can easily pick up the kills and stuff. It is going to be a rumble top.
I don't know if they're going to consider possibly doing a lane swap. I don't know if that'll be beneficial. I don't know if that's one of their strats. But I mean, Rumble versus Udyr is going to be a very tough lane for the Rumble. Full damage Udyr, if Rumble's not stacking armor early, and with the way the previous game went, I think he's going to have a very difficult lane.
I think hopefully this game, to be honest, right, I'm pretty much sure that the guy that plays Rumbles will hopefully, I'm hoping, be clever enough to buy some armor early on and just sort of like get over that
First initial starting phase.
And be able to come back and then slowly get stronger and stronger.
No, look, I do agree. I think last game he fell behind very early, and he was denied CS. He had almost no way of coming back, and picking up boots early didn't help him in any way. The extra movement speed, he couldn't get near the creeps. So I didn't see it helping him in
The
any
thing
way.
is,
Look,
I think he was sort of in a case where if he goes for the CS, you'd have that movement speed to get away from the CS and be able to. I don't think he put it into full thought about the Pantheon just landing down that Q the whole time and constantly just wave after wave. So I think he was thinking out of the box a little bit, but he didn't think about that Q range and him being able to soak up all those Qs.
look, it'll be very interesting to see what he goes. I'm hoping to see a Doran shield out of him first. I really am, because he's gonna have a very rough lane, and he's gonna have to sit back again and just try and soak up a little bit of that early game from Udyr. Because I mean, level 2 Udyr is gonna hurt. It's really gonna hurt him. But look, if he plays right, he's got the kit to outplay the Udyr. He really does, and I think after the previous game, with what he went through, I think he's going to go in with a totally different mindset, and he's going to show an immense amount of respect. And I don't think he's going to make the early game mistakes that he made last time.
I also, I think he won't. To be honest, I think he'll definitely to consider that the guy that he's playing against is Diamond for a reason. I think first game he might have thought, well, look, this guy's Diamond, I could probably take him. And I mean, it didn't work out that well for him. According to some of the guys in the chat, the AD carry and the mid have swapped roles. I don't know if there's a specific reason for that. I don't know if they've sorted their team structure out yet, or if they're still trying
No,
out
they
to
have.
see who plays what or what plays who. But I don't think it's a very wise idea to swap around players, especially if you're going from one game to the next game. It sort of messes with your team cohesion, I think. I mean, the support and the AD carry sort of build up this relationship. And I mean, then you sort of like bring a new person into the relationship. It's not going to be a very good thing, I think.
Yeah, we're all talking about love triangles. Yeah, you're going to start to confuse some of the fans.
But you should
Sorry,
know
that was
all
a terrible
about that,
joke.
to be
That was
honest.
a terrible joke. But yeah, we're looking about 30 seconds to going in, guys. Just running through the teams again. We've got Ashays on Thresh, Aki on Wukong, Winning Target Blood on Udyr, Prestito playing Syndra, God Nominal on Vayne. That's iFG, and then Ventus we've got Brofester on Merca, Joker 0514 on Morgana, XBFH on Lucian. Wow, that was actually quite difficult to get out. And then actually just loading into the game. Um,
No, look, it's definitely going to be an interesting game. I think we'll probably in the first 5 minutes be able to see what have Ventus drawn from the first game, and I'm pretty sure they would have drawn a lot of things from the first game. And I'm sure they're definitely going to approach this game in a different light and in a different mindset. I definitely think that they are aware that the team they're playing are pretty good, and I think they're going to give this team definitely all the respect. Um, where I don't think they really gave them as much respect as what they deserved first game around.
oh look, we're obviously all expecting the early invade again as well. I think early game IFG are definitely going to try and take that early advantage. They're going to try steal away a buff, try to pick up some early kills. I think Ventus are definitely going to expect it after the previous game. I don't think Lulu's going to. I don't think the Karma's going to face check the Tribush. So I don't really expect to see very many early first bloods. But look, looking at the teams, we could actually see the total opposite now. If you look at the teams just briefly, the early game from Ventus is actually pretty strong. You've got that dark binding from Morgana. You've got Murkai stun. You've got that quick burst from Illusion. You've got the Karma Q, and you've obviously got the Rumble Flames. So early game, I do think Ventus, if played right, have a major advantage here if
No,
they pick their
they
battles
definitely
wisely.
do. But let's be honest as well. I mean, there's definitely they also have the advantage when it comes to team fighting. I mean, if Morgana does land a binding on a critical either the AP or the AD carry, and they can pick it off with Maokai going in and putting down his vengeful Maelstrom. I mean, it's going to be a big factor, and it's going to nullify most of that damage. And the Rumble ult coming down and all that engage, I mean, it's going to be pretty high AoE engaged, they could probably pick off a lot of their team. So I mean, the person has to keep that in mind as well. As we start off the game, Ventus is red side and iFG is on blue side. I think it's going to be a pretty standard start. I don't think they're going to go and do anything out of the ordinary. I think they'll just protect their buffs. I think Rumble will definitely go stand on the right area. So I don't think they're going to lose anything as Rumble spots the Wukong
Look,
and
I
the
think
Vayne.
they might be possibly going for a buff transfer or buff swap entirely. I do see early wards down from iFG, so they will know that they're going to red, so they probably will try and collapse on them. Ventus also getting down some wards, so they will probably see them coming. Possibly see the Wukong coming around. Yeah, they definitely will. They'll be backing out straight away. But I don't think early game people are going to make too many mistakes this game. I don't think either team are going to try and go for that level 1.
No,
So
I
think
think it will be a
gonna...
pretty safe. I think it's just going to be a pretty safe blue and then move across to it. I think they want vision to know where the jungle is. Maybe get a couple of timers down.
Yeah,
I
possibly.
think they're just warding it up. Wukong will probably just start red and then move across to blue, and then Maokai will start blue and move across to red.
I don't know if Udi is just gonna move across, possibly try catch that rumble out early. No, he has been spotted. Udi also showing absolutely no respect at all for the rest of the team. In a very, very, very easy to catch position.
Well, I mean,
Entirely.
Rumble is alone. I mean, they probably just, as you can see, it's a pretty safe start. They're not going to try anything. I don't know if Udo will try and take that red buff or if he's just wasting Rumble's time. Yeah, he's just wasting Rumble's time. As I head back up to top lane, mid lane is going to be pretty standard. I think Morgana, if she can land her Black Shield at the right time, probably reduce some of Persina's damage and probably be lucky enough to be able to move it.
I think we're gonna see a very, very. It's almost like last game. Now we've gone and we've switched the roles around. Previous game, Prestido playing a very passive, just farming jungler. I mean, farming mid laner, sorry. And ooh, Ventus's AD carry almost going down, just escaping. Karma, very, very, very close. Sorry, my brain just melted a little bit there, guys. Oh, Dark Binding landing on Prestido. Both trading it very well. The champion select.
No, right. I definitely think it's going to be a factor like that. As you see, Karma putting early damage onto Thresh. That poke, they're going to definitely try and poke the players out of lane. I see Vayne has stayed very long on base. I think she was trying to pick up another pot. Yeah, she definitely picked up another pot as she goes bot. What do you think?
No, look, I think I'm actually really liking what I'm seeing from Ventus. I think the previous game they got the exact thing they're doing to iFG done to them. They're trying to put early pressure on. They're trying to get that early damage down. First, forcing Vayne to go back early. Everybody, I think, bot lane already blown their summoners. I think it was a very, very good exchange in Ventus's favor. Vayne only on 7 CS. Going in here. Ooh, Lucian picking up the kill. I think Vayne will also go down here. Vayne definitely also going down here. That's a double kill for Lucian. I think, like I said, this looks like Ventus are coming in with a totally different mindset here. Morgana playing very well there. I see Wukong moving in the mid lane, while Rumble moves in the top lane. Oh, Moaka will go down. Udia might also fall here, but I'm not entirely sure. I think he might just be able to escape with that bear, yeah. Getting away. Buff transfer, totally done. And Syndra also falling. So as it stands now, we're looking at scores. IFG 1 kill down on Ventus. Ventus actually doing a very, very good job at the moment. They're ahead on gold. Udia going in on the Rumble top lane, taking a lot of damage. But like we picked up on earlier, I think Rumble starting on that cloth making a big difference for him. Karma going in bot lane. Lucian getting off some nice damage onto the Vayne. I think, look, there's a lot of pressure coming in from Ventus' side bot lane, and they're doing a phenomenal job trying to keep that Vayne off the CS. With Lucian picking up a nice 13 CS lead already at 5 minutes, and I think if they can keep this going, it might be the game changer for them. It might be exactly what they needed last game. It's moving in bot lane. We've got both the junglers moving in. Ashay's falling very, very low. Wukong going in on the Karma. I think Ashay's will fall here. No, Ashay's will escape. Lucian taking turret damage, also gonna fall. A little bit too greedy there, taking a few extra turret shots. And what should have been maybe a 1-for-1 exchange ended up being a 2-for-1 exchange. Phenomenal actually DCing in that fight. I think we might possibly see a pause coming in, not entirely
there'll
sure.
definitely be a pause. Sorry, man, I had a phone call. There'll definitely be a pause. Guys, I'm aware of the teams not being arranged like support over support, AD carry over AD carry. It seems that the client is bugged and it can't be moved for some odd reason. I don't know why it is like that. We currently are working on solving that issue. We all know Riot does have that sort of issue.
It might also be that our streamer is struggling a bit with the LoL client.
So yeah, well, as we see a pause, I mean, if you look around that, I mean, Lucian had a really big start. I don't know whether Vayne is having some connection lag issues that that sort of gave them that advantage. But I mean, if Lucian keeps himself big as what he is now, and he can push that advantage even more, I mean, they'll definitely be able to transcend into mid-late game, and he's definitely going to be able to be a big factor. I think this is the perfect start that Ventus wanted. As you see, Vayne is reconnected, God Nominal is back in the game, so we'll probably see unpause very shortly.
No, I totally agree with you. Ventus are putting up a really good show. I think they're only 100 gold behind. Unfortunately, that little error they made bot lane just cost them an extra death there. They really didn't need that. But they're definitely playing well. I mean, Morgana's keeping up with the Syndra mid. Lucian's out-farming the Vayne, which is a total turnaround from what we saw the previous game. And, you know, the Rumble, although he's behind in CS, he's doing a lot better.
No, he's doing his job.
He's holding that Udyr off very, very well.
I mean, he's doing his job. I mean, there's no ways that he would have thought, like, look, okay, guys, I'm going to be able to win that lane. He's definitely going for that later game. Definitely, guarantee it. I mean, it's not a bad thing. So, which is really a good thing to see.
Udyr moving in on the top tower. You're going to get quite a lot of damage down before the Rumble gets back in time. Don't think he'll be able to take the tower down. We see the Wukong moving towards the blue. I think he's looking for the steal. He doesn't exactly have a timer. He's presuming the Malphite started blue. Malphite, I think, unaware of that ward. Looking like we're gonna go in for a gank on the Morgana. Wukong seeing the Maokai here at the blue buff. I think possibly just waiting for the smite steal. Must be careful though, the Morgana might.
I don't think, as you see, the Morgana is heading up. I don't know if the Morgana will come across. You can definitely see Syndra is definitely pushing off. I don't think she's going to go to the blue buff. I think the blue buff will go to.
And the smite steal comes into the Wukong. Wow, Udyr just bullying the Rumble at the moment, just farming behind the turret.
The thing is, Rumble must just forget about that and focus on his last hits. I mean, there's nothing he can do about him proxy farming at the moment. So, I mean,
and as we're looking at bot lane, you know, Lucian getting an immense lead over the Vayne at the moment. He's very, very, very far ahead. And like I said, if he can keep this going, it's a very, very good chance to see getting down a lot of damage on the Vayne.
Oh, well, if you look at it in this slide, I mean, the Thresh needs to be able to land that pull. So if Karma comes out to lay off that bit of poke, he should be able to punish the pull of Karma, maybe look if they can't push something or pick up something. But as you can see, Wukong is coming down to bot lane to relieve a bit of the pressure. If Thresh lands his hook, it's definitely on.
No. Flash, missing the flash flail. Landing the hook though, I think Karma will definitely fall here. Oh, Vayne taking a lot of damage, but nothing else coming in, but Carmel
Houston made the right call there, to be honest. I mean, that is definitely the right call. To be honest, I mean, it's really simple. I mean, back off away. There's no ways you're going to be able to help your support. I mean, don't make it a double kill. Just let it be one kill.
But I mean, the flash, you know, almost in a sense, the flash was wasted from the shares. So Morgana heading down, I think.
She lands the binding, it's on. It's definitely on if she can land a binding.
Gonna flash in for that. Oh, she missed the binding.
It's pretty good play. They can probably pick up a support kill, I think.
I think just not
Wukong is coming down, so I mean this
Wukong coming in with ulti.
That's a double kill.
This looks like it possibly could be a double kill for the Wukong.
Definitely one. Lucian should just back off. There's nothing Lucian can do. I mean, he should just accept it that he's lost his mid. Karma could probably pick up. She'll just back off as well. Swain pushes it back.
Mid lane, Syndra just picking up the tower. Like I think Ventus need to work a little bit on transition. I think unfortunately they didn't get the Triward down. I mean the Tribush ward down. After the Karma got picked up by the Wukong, and I think that they're just iFG just punishing them for that. As simple as that.
Yeah, well, they've lost 2 towers. I mean, they've lost top tower and they've lost bot tower. So, I mean, again, we see that gold lead coming into effect. I mean, Ventus do really, really well to get a lead, and I just sometimes feel they don't know how to transcend that lead into to help them. I mean, it's really interesting that they sort of just leave their lead to get caught up again. According to GodNominal, he's pretty laggy. He's got 45 frames, so he's definitely got a PC or internet issue happening. So I mean, if that is the case, I mean it's really a pity.
It's unfortunate, but look, I don't think it's gonna make the biggest amount of difference at this very moment. I think Lucian is still gonna have a very strong hold on the lane, unless he makes a few mistakes. But I think one of the biggest problems that Ventus are going to have is that Udyr that is he's just bullying that Rumble. I mean, the Rumble's sitting on 28 CS.
I mean, if you take it, there's Wukong's come back down. As Karma lands the binding, and Wukong goes straight on solution. The hook is good. I mean, that should be an easy kill.
Vayne almost going down, very, very close. Syndra coming in from the side.
Double kill bot lane. The thing is, this one, I think Ventus should have taken it in the sense where they were ahead and tried to freeze the lane and stop it from crashing down onto the tower constantly. I mean, all the advantage that they had, I mean, they were feeding Vayne CS and they were constantly on the other side of the river with no real aggressive or defensive ward in their jungle. So, I mean, it's really easy for Syndra and Wukong just to roll bots and just be like, okay, guys, let's do something. So, I mean, they sort of put them in that situation as iFG pick up a really easy dragon, no contending. We see Morgana and Maokai moving up to help the Rumble against the Udyr, but Udyr has spotted him, so he's just backing off. He's not yet at that 1v3 stage where he just feels he will just go in and be able to handle most of anything that they can throw at him.
I think the ward control Ventus is getting down is a little bit late now. Morgana is probably going to go down here. Wow, a lot of damage coming down from Syndra. I think just small little mistakes being made here, and just generally throwing away the lead they had, unfortunately. But look, can't take anything away from iFG there. They are playing very well.
No, they're playing definitely very well, but I mean, it's with the kind of players and the kind of caliber that they got on their team. I mean, that's something that you expect from them.
Down there. I think possibly the comment just surviving there. Oh, Syndra going very low from the tower there. Lucian using the color week to pick up some farm. Wukong is moving down. I expect to see him pick up this Lucian kill very, very easily.
There's a Thresh as well. That'll probably be.
That looks like a double kill again. Oh, Thresh.
I just feel that they overstay their advantage. I mean, they picked up the kill, right? They should have backed instantly, knowing that, I mean, they don't really have vision in the river, so anything could really come down river, and they didn't really know where the Wukong or the Thresh was, so they should have just backed off, picked up the kill, and said, "Thanks, guys. I mean, we got our kill. Let's go home. Let's heal up, and then we can come back." as we see them pushing onto bot lane tower, they won't take the tower, but they'll probably just pick up the last little bit of CS. Mokai is coming down to probably stop them, which is also...
I don't think they have an at the moment. I don't think they have an answer. Look, the Aki on Wukong is doing exactly what she needs to do. She is everywhere she needs to be, and unfortunately, Ventus don't have a reply from her. And I mean, winning Target Blood on Udyr is just absolutely ignoring his rumble. Moving down the bot lane though, Morgana quickly picking up the kill on very nice Dark Binding, picking up Vayne there.
That should be a triple kill.
Could be easy 3 kills picked up. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is all they needed to do in the previous game. They needed to accept the fact that they were behind.
Rumble getting out really low. No, the shield.
Jeepers. They needed to accept the
Very
fact
good
that
scrap shield by him, which is pretty good. It'll probably just pick up the farm and that. Look, the thing is this, right? They should have just done that in the beginning. They're pulling it really back. Great shutdown gold. They got nice shutdown gold from both the jungler and the support, which is not too bad. They're clearing out most of the vision. And reclaiming some of the vision. The only thing is they're really leaving the Udyr just to do what Udyr wants to do, top lane. They should probably think about it and try and help the Rumble in some way, because eventually, I mean, Udyr can still carry this. I mean, he's got 111 CS, Rumble's only at 52 CS, so I mean, Rumble is quite behind at the moment.
At the moment, there's nothing Rumble can do to that dude. Yeah, he pretty much just ignores him. Look, I think Ventus, they're making a move in the right direction at the moment. They definitely are. I mean, last game they fell behind and it was almost as though they're giving up hope. They didn't group up now, and now we're already seeing they're grouping up well. They're looking to push that advantage they had in bot lane. And although the Lucians died 3 times in the last thing, they've picked up the kills they need. They've picked up that comeback that they needed.
That is true. I mean, they're doing really well. They're doing exceptionally well if you consider it from the first game to the second game. Another thing, I mean, the gold lead, if you look at the gold lead, it's only 4k at the moment. I mean, they're doing pretty well. They're pretty slowly coming back, and then if they can pick up maybe a mid tower or maybe the top tower and definitely a Drake, they'll be definitely back into it. I mean, if we look at gold in general, I mean, the support is only 100 gold behind. Jungle is pretty far behind, but considering that Wukong
walking straight into a Vayne and a Thresh. Wukong coming in from the side.
Oh, that will be a kill on the Karma.
That'll be a dead Karma. Look, unfortunately, I think Wukong just being that presence in this game, almost babysitting this bot lane, but unfortunately, Ventus got no reply for that.
Morgana coming down. Oh,
wow, absolutely chunked.
And that hook, what a good hook as he comes in. That would definitely be a kill. Well played by the Shays. I mean, that hook was really well, and everyone just committed. So, I mean, that's really good team synergy. As you can see, they all just went in straight away. They just knew that hook would land, and then they committed to it.
Rumble trying to throw out the equalizer mid, but the Udyr just totally ignoring him, going in on him. I really see that Udyr is becoming a major problem in this game.
The thing is, Udyr can just split push, to be honest. I mean, Udyr can just stay top. I mean, if you send 5-man bot to try and do something, I mean, Udyr will just head top, push down top tower. I mean, so they definitely have to do something about him. I mean, he already has his Blade of the Ruined King, so I mean, he's got the attack speed, he's hitting really hard. I mean, so they'll have to definitely commit more than 1 or 2 members to try and stop him.
But yeah, this game definitely going a lot better for Ventus. I think if they can just survive a little bit longer and find a way to deal with that Udyr and the Syndra. Like we can't ignore the Syndra. The Syndra's farm is very good, and I mean the way she's chunking the solution right now, I don't think he's gonna survive there. She's pretty much just waiting for anything to cross her path and hopefully catch it.
And I mean, if you look at her items, she doesn't really have anything big at the moment. And I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting when she goes back to buy. I mean, she's got 2.5k in her bank, so I think if she goes back, she's definitely going to pick up maybe a rod and definitely some source shoes. So I mean, as you see, she is heading. No, she's staying. They've got vision on the Morgana. This is going to definitely be a double kill.
Here comes the Wukong ulti in. Wow, Morgana ulting in, very nice ulti. Unfortunately, I don't think she's much is gonna come of it.
Yeah, well, they were pretty alone, but I mean, it was
picking up one kill there on the Thresh. Look, iFG doing
I mean, if you
Doing very
look
well.
at Tiger, I mean, Tiger just going straight onto the Rumble, not really giving.
Totally tired. I mean, the Rumble. There's absolutely nothing the 4 Rumble can do. Oh, look, the
I
Rumble
just
getting him
feel.
very low.
I just feel, well, he did take a lot of tower shots there. I think he took a bit more than what he was expecting to take. I think at the moment, I think top lane, Tiger is definitely outplaying Ventus' top lane a little bit. I think they should have definitely considered maybe getting a couple more defensive items or some way of maybe a Merc Tread so that if he gets a stun, he can try and get out or something. As you see Maokai coming top to push him off. And Wukong pushing off.
Mocha needs to be very careful, yeah. He really doesn't want to run into that Udyr. Look, I think after we saw that team fight at Blue Buff, Ventus really they have the kit and they really do have the champs this game. And I mean, everybody in iFG going very, very, very low in that fight down at Blue Buff. Aki just picking up that red, stealing it away from the Maokai. I think Ventus are definitely behind again. The gold deficit's moved up to about 10k, but unfortunately they really need to find a way to reply to Targa. And for future games in open division and that they're gonna have to learn to find a way to deal with the split pushing comp and work it
No,
out because
it's definitely like that. Like I said, I mean they are a pretty new team, and I mean they are playing against very high caliber players. So I mean we must not forget that they're doing pretty well. I mean they did take their first game and they definitely worked on a couple of mistakes that they made. And I mean you can definitely see that it's if you look at that Syndra damage onto the Karma.
Morgana ulti going down, gonna lock up the Syndra.
I mean
just not having the snare to follow up.
That's the wrong idea from Morgana going in so deep. I mean. You go in so deep, you sort of leave your backline open, and I mean, there we go. That should be
the ace
Rumble
picked
getting
up there. Rumble actually just getting away. Look, we are seeing, unfortunately, look, it's going to be the same result in my opinion, but definitely Ventus making the change and making the decision to change their support, or their mid laner and their AD carry, and I think it really actually worked out for them this game. I think, unfortunately, the task was very tough to beat iFG. But
it was. Look, it definitely was. But I mean, there's a lot of positive things that you could take out of the game. One being that they definitely, if you compare the first game to the second game, I mean, they're doing really, really well. Second game, as you can see, they're clearing out the wards to take the Baron. And Ventus is pushing pretty hard down mid. So, I mean, Ventus should probably know, look, they are doing Baron, and I mean, with the Udyr damage and the Vayne damage, they should be able to get Baron down pretty quickly.
I don't think Ventus are going to have an answer to this Baron. I don't think they're going to get there in time. Baron is going down very quickly. I think Ventus not even braving it to come in. They are going to come in and sit now, but they're going to get there a little bit too late. We're going to snaring Prestido there in the bush, but nothing really coming of it. I think IFT just going to walk away.
Well, they're definitely going to shop. I mean, most of the guys, I mean, Wukong has 2.5k, Thresh has 1.5k, Udyr has 2k, Syndra has 1.7k, and Vayne also has 1.5k. So there is gold in the bank to go back and buy. As Vayne picks up Phantom Dancer. As you see Rumble pushing up the tower, Rumble, I don't know what he's saving for, maybe saving for his rallies. He has 1k on him, so I mean, I don't know whether he's going to try and finish his rallies or maybe pick up some armor. I don't know what his idea is there. Let's not forget, I mean, I see in chat they say if Ventus' bot lane snowballed, let's not forget in this game, right, Lucian was 3-0 bot lane, and what happened was they just kept pushing wave after wave into the tower, and I mean they didn't really have any vision, so Wukong just kept coming bot and ganking him. So I mean, you should keep that in mind. I mean, Lucian did have a really great start. I just think with the lack of vision and them just pushing every wave
Wukong
into the tower.
going to mid lane. Oh my god, picking up the minion with that snare. But no, look, I do agree with you. Lucian possibly could have snowballed this game, but it's a big task asking your lone AD carry to carry this game out.
No, definitely. A person must put it into thought as we see the super minions pushing in, and Morgana and them have to get back to clear the wave. They'll probably make a push on either mid or bot tower, but it looks like they got their sights on blue buff. The Siren wants blue, as you see, rallying for mid, so they're definitely going to take mid tower then inhib. The thing is that we've got to keep in mind, I mean, if Lucian got a little bit bigger, right, and they decided, well, look, guys, we want Lucian to start roaming, or they take the tower and push him mid and pick up another team objective and slowly start pulling yourself back into the game. As you see, that Syndra damage on the Mokai is pretty decent at the moment. So, I mean, Syndra is definitely going to hurt. If they get into a stage where she's going to land a combo, it's going to be pretty interesting.
Equalizer coming down, just pretty much chasing them off. Syndra's damage is incredible at the moment. She's pretty much half healthing anybody in Ventus. I'm expecting to see a dive here. I don't see why not.
There's no need to dive. I mean, their tower went down so quickly. You see Udo pushes him off. This is really a tough game for Ventus, and wow, look at the damage on Lucian. I mean, that's it.
Morgana getting a decent ulti down. Unfortunately, not locking up the Vayne. She will go down very quickly.
At the current moment, I mean, if you look at their team fight, I mean, Morgana and Mokai go in, but Udo just pushes whatever they got left right off the. So there's no capitalization really on that ult. As you see, the super minions take. Oh, nice quadra kill. Really nice quadra kill by her. You see, the super minions is pushing, and this is definitely GG. Look, if you're looking at it in a Ventus standpoint, I mean, they are a new team, they are in first division, they've got a way to go. I mean, Rage and TGC is still far away from now. So, I mean, there's lots that they can draw from the game, and there's lots of things that they can take away from the game. I mean, they definitely got to think of it in the case of, look, guys, we had a good lead. We got to learn to capitalize on that lead, and we got to take more objectives. Maybe get the jungle to come bot, right, and say, look, top lane, well, this is the case. I mean, you probably, why I picked Rumble, maybe had a different idea in mind, but I don't think Rumble was the best pick versus Uda, and he was last pick. So, I mean, in the end of the day, a person does generally feel like you should be able to outpick your top lane, or not really outpick your top lane, but be able to at least pick something that can handle him. So if top lane maybe picked a more durable champ, right, it would have worked pretty decently for them. And I think they could have then told the jungler, look, just let top be. Top will just be patient about it, and then let's push bot and let's get it rolling. Let's pick up Drakes, let's get a bot tower, mid tower, and start putting pressure on them.
Look, if I can cut you off quickly there, I don't entirely think that Ventus expected the Udyr top. I think they might have expected the Wukong to go top lane initially. Not many people play Udyr top, but look, it's all about doing your research, I guess. Like we said at the beginning, winning Target Blood has been known to play Udyr quite a lot top. Udyr, Zen, Pantheon, those generally
yes,
as three
but now
champions.
the question comes in: what do you ban and what don't you ban? Because at the current moment with the current patch, yes. If you consider it and say, look, guys, Tiger is the biggest concern that I have at the moment, and Tiger is pretty. There's no answer for Tiger. Yes, now you ban Tiger outright, but then you start leaving supports open like
no, look, I
Braum
totally do it, like Braum, and look, I don't actually think Tiger was entirely the biggest concern. I think the whole of iFG were doing very well that game. I mean, Prestido sitting with 206 CS, 6 kills, 1 death, 9 assists. Prestido was a force to be reckoned with. I mean, he was dishing out damage left, right, and center.
Definitely, like I guarantee it. But another thing that your person has to keep in mind, I mean, if I have to say a person in that game that I was really impressed and they really got around, has to be Wukong. I mean, Yiki really did. She did her job. I mean, she got around where she needed to get around. She was in bot lane. I mean, she did bring back the Vayne that was struggling. So I mean, in the end of the day, she really did her job.
No, she really did do her job. She did it very well.
You can't take anything away from Syndra. So I mean, Syndra was also where Syndra needed to be, and Syndra was doing exactly what they needed to do. So I mean, it was a pretty good game. But the thing is this: I think if they have to take some things away from the game, they can take away that. If with their swap from the first to the second game, this might be a better option for them because their mid didn't do too badly. Their bot lane was looking really strong. As for top, I mean, top can always go back to the drawing board and then see like what they can do and such. And then I mean, it's always easier for them to decide like let's do this top or let's do that or whatever the case may be. They could have also gone out and did a
lane swap entirely. They could have brought in the lane swap. They could have done. They could have mixed and matched it up a lot. Look, I think, like I said, like we've said, they are a new and upcoming team. I think they're just trying to find their feet at the moment and make sure everything else for them is right. I do think they were up against the wall today. It was a very, very difficult game, and it is very difficult. But they did take a lot from the game.
No,
we did see the huge transition from the first game to the second game. They came across as not as though their spirits had been broken in the first game. They came back and they came out and they tried harder, and they gave us a lot better show the second game than they did in the first game. And I think that change they made where their AD carry and their mid laner swapped, it did make a very, very big difference. And I also think their team comp this game was a lot more intelligent from their side. Their whole team comp, the idea they had behind it. I think they can chop and change one or two characters, but they definitely did a lot better this game. I mean, even mechanically wise, the CS on all the standpoints, the gold on pretty much all the champions, all a lot better. The deaths are a lot lower.
No, look. If you look at it in general, they did really, really well. One thing that I do want to say before, like I said, a lot of the users and that is we really need to give shout out to Ventus and them. I mean, this is their showcase match, and I definitely want you guys to go look at their website at Ventus.pro. I mean, they were going to do a write-up about it, so I mean, you guys can also definitely take a read about that. One quick point that I definitely want to get onto while we have everyone on the stream is this is just a showcase match, so I mean, it doesn't mean anything, and you can see that they definitely got the right mindset to be able to go from a game where they got pretty much destroyed in the first game, pick up a couple of good tips and stuff, come up with a strategy, a bit of a swap, which was a gamble. We all thought in the beginning it was pretty much a gamble, and actually make it work for them, which is pretty cool if you think about it. I mean, they definitely, you can see they are a team that are learning and they are looking to improve, which is always a great thing to have. So, I mean, a person can only just wait to see what are they going to bring to DGC, what are they going to bring to the DGL, and what are they going to bring further on down the line, which I think is going to be pretty interesting. And I can't really, I've got to be honest, I can't wait to see if they are going to be one of the contenders to contend versus your team and versus some of the other top teams in South Africa. But it all depends on how they can transcend from that early game to bring it through to the mid game, and then also to take it through to the late game. That a person also has to keep in mind.
Right, guys.
But anyway, But anyway, guys, a couple of things. Please like our page, nAvTV on Facebook. I mean, we will do all streams. So anyone that wants to stream, no matter what team you are or who you are or where you're from, we stream all games. We are a broadcaster, so we're interested in streaming your games. It doesn't matter what it is. We're always looking forward, and we love streaming games. We want to definitely grow the esports community. So don't think because it's nAvTV, it's only going to be Nav games or whatever the case would be. It's not that case. nAvTV has got absolutely nothing to do with Nav gaming whatsoever. So I mean, yeah.
We're just here to grow the community, and we might have been a little bit rusty in this cast, guys. Look, give us you got to give us a bit of space here. It was our first cast together, and our first cast for a long time. So I'm sure it will improve. I'm sure we'll find more interesting things to talk about. But yeah, thanks for tuning in to us at the moment for the evening.
Yeah, thanks a lot, and I really appreciate it. And like, guys, if you have any suggestions on things that we can improve in that, please don't be scared to hit us up either on our Twitch channel or on our Facebook page. Please, guys, hit us up. We're always looking to improve our stream, and at the end of the day, it goes about you guys, the viewers. I mean, this is why we don't do it because of fame. We do it for you guys, the viewers. So I'd like to thank you guys, and I'd like to thank Ventus and iFG for this great show match, and I think it was really good games, and I was really pleased to see how Ventus could pick up the game into the second game. I don't know if Royce has anything to say before we end the stream.
All good, guys. Enjoy your evenings and keep playing LoL.